Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 14, titled Savagery. In the last episode of Attack on Titan, we had the Browse family finding out who Gabi and Falco really were. Niccolo was expressing his anger and need for vengeance for Sasha, and he promised Mr. Browse to kill Gabi, but Mr. Browse declines, saying that they need to prevent children from making the same mistakes they've made in the past. We also learned about the possibility of Zeke's spinal fluid being inside the wine that will serve to members of the military, which can end up being a major problem for Paradis if true. And with the ending of the episode, we see Eren pretty much threatening Mikasa and Armin with the cut on his hand, to sit down and listen to what he has to say. So today I'm going to be breaking down and analysing this latest episode of Attack on Titan, while clearing up some things you might have missed or weren't sure about. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other Attack on Titan content. And since we're on the last 3 episodes of Attack on Titan for this season, I just wanted to thank all of you for tuning in weekly to watch my breakdown videos. It's definitely been an experience and I appreciate every single one of you. By the time this video goes up, we are roughly 200 subscribers away from 5k, so let's see if we can hit that massive goal today. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. We start off episode 14 with the table conversation between Eren, Armin and Mikasa, with Gabi also being present. Everyone looks surprised at Eren's appearance and the threat he's holding over their heads with his bleeding hand. Eren says that there's no danger being brought to Hange and the others, and that the Jaegerists are just moving them somewhere else. And as a response to this, Armin says that they were looking for Eren and that they wanted to talk to him to find out what he was thinking, which we were made aware of when Armin, Jang, Connie and Mikasa were discussing Eren's recent actions, how he's changed alongside the fact that if he's a threat, that they may have to find someone else to inherit his Titan. But since Eren's their friend, they had doubts and wanted to find Eren to see where his mind was at. So this is the perfect opportunity to find out. Armin asks Eren why he decided to attack Marley by himself, and if Zeke and Yelena are influencing his decisions in any way. So Armin wants to find out if Eren's truly on their side. Eren responds to Armin saying that he's completely free, and that all the actions he's taking are by his own accord, which clearly isn't what Armin and Mikasa wanted to hear, since they both make statements to oppose Eren, saying he's being controlled and is this what you really wanted. After Eren looks at Mikasa silently and rather coldly, she says that the Eren she knows wouldn't have got innocent people wrapped up in everything, even though they lived in enemy territory. And she even goes as far back to remind him of when he saved her from the kidnappers. She's trying to say that Eren is a kind person and that he would never be capable of such things if he wasn't being controlled. And it's very understandable why Mikasa feels this way. Despite the fact that she's literally been with Eren since they were children, throughout all the seasons of Attack on Titan, it's true that we've never seen Eren the way he is now. His change has been drastic, and that's showcased by Eren and Marley of declaring war, eating Willy Tybur, the Warhammer Titan, and killing innocent people, and even putting his friends in danger, definitely goes against how we've seen him in the past. Not to say that his motives aren't justified, especially when the whole world is your enemy, but Mikasa definitely isn't saying anything wrong. And after she says this, Eren puts her in her place by saying, "I said keep your hands on the table." So Eren isn't playing any games, which is evident by what happens shortly after this. Eren tells all of them that when he was in the Liberia internment zone, he met up with Zeke, and as his brother he learned a lot of things, more than what even Marley knows. He then asks Armin if he's been visiting Annie out of his own accord, or if it's Bertolt who's been making him do it, since we know previous Titan memories can affect and influence the current user. Eren then says that Armin's being controlled by the enemy and that he's gotten soft. And I definitely wanted to expand on this part here. It's clear that Eren, despite his actions not being clear, is moving accordingly to the situation at hand, which is the threat of the world against Paradise Island. On multiple occasions throughout the season, we've seen how Eren has been wanting to fight against the fate at hand. But one thing about Eren that we've known from the start is that he never gives up. In season 4 episode 9, we saw him talking about gaining time to find another method besides the rumbling, and to do this they would need to keep Marley at bay. And in season 4 episode 10, he was telling himself to fight, and he even lashed out a hand saying that if there's another way tell me, which was obviously due to the time skip and the fact that they still haven't found another option. So he's definitely taking this situation into his own hands. He said Armin always used to lead them to an answer, and whether this is an attempt to hurt his feelings is still the truth. They haven't found another way out of the current situation, so fighting right now since they have no time is the only option. He then tells Mikasa that the only reason Akamins are so strong is because their clan is a byproduct of an experiment on Eldians, and that they can manifest the power of Titans despite being in human form, which makes a lot of sense. Furthermore, he says that the Ackerman clan was made to protect the king of Eldia, and that they can activate their strength if they have a host. So he's saying to Mikasa that when he saved her in the past and told her to fight, he met the conditions for her to activate her power hidden in her blood. And as a result of fighting against it, she experiences the headaches we see her frequently have. And the reason why she clings to Eren is because she thinks that he's her host, is not out of her own free will, meaning that she's nothing more than a slave. And since Eren, as we know, strives for freedom, he can't stand Mikasa who follows orders without question, and he says that he hates her, and he's always hated her. So Eren is being absolutely ruthless at this point, and Armin can't stand it. He reaches over the table to punch Eren, only for Mikasa to prove Eren right, as she pins Armin down to prevent him from landing the punch. Armin, shocked at Mikasa's interference, continues and manages to land the punch on Eren, only to get absolutely manhandled. Literally, it was a one-sided beatdown. Eren then says that if they just gave up Zeke's location, there wouldn't have been any need to fight. While Eren tells his guards to take them and Gabi away, Armin says that is this the freedom that Eren sought? The freedom to hurt Mikasa, while saying that Eren is also a slave. We then see Eren saying that they're going to Shingeki, where everything started. The next scene we have after this is Zeke and Levi in the forest. After learning of the events that have been taking place with the Jaegerists and Commander Zachary's death, which we saw in the last episode, Levi decides that he's going to take Zeke down. Since he's still not sure about Eren, he thinks that the best course of action is just to cut up Zeke, and that if they lose Zeke, him and his followers will be done for. Levi then says to himself that he can finally fulfill the promise he made to Erwin, and that all the people who died didn't die in vain. Their deaths actually meant something. However, within the short time that Levi had his eyes off of Zeke, Zeke starts running away, and he screams, turning the entire squad Levi had with him into Titans, with Levi being the only exception, which finally confirms the suspicion from Niccolo of the wine containing Zeke's spinal fluid. Unfortunately, all the members of Levi's squad had taken it, and since they were in close range, they immediately turned into Titans, and everyone else who wasn't in range but had taken in Zeke's spinal fluid felt as if their bodies went numb. As Zeke tries to flee from Levi, Levi realizes that the wine is what turned them into Titans, as he evades his newly titanized comrades. And honestly, it's sad to see this because Levi is always witnessing his comrades die, and now he has to kill them while wondering if any trace of their humanity is left, which is just tragic. So we see Zeke escaping, and while he's escaping, he talks about how Paradis were delusional to think that they had options and time to combat the entire world, besides the rumbling. He then says that he will soon be with Eren once he gets out of the forest. But much to Zeke's surprise, Levi is still alive after killing all of his comrades and getting out of that seemingly hopeless situation, since it was him against 30 Titans under Zeke's control. Zeke then transforms into the Beast Titan and rips and tears the body of nearby Titans to use as ammo to throw at Levi. And this battle scene was completely crazy. Levi never fails to show how he's humanity's strongest soldier, but the tactic of cutting branches to put off Zeke to then take him out with the Thunder Spears was pretty cool. And talking about Zeke, he's honestly down terrible. This is the second time he's been absolutely bodied by Levi, so it's 2-0 as of right now, but just like before, Levi obviously can't kill him yet. After Zeke's defeat, we cut to Shingeki and we see Keith Shades, who is the head instructor of the training corps, now training the new 109th Corps. And while he's conducting training in the way he's always known, we can see some people who've been influenced by the Jaegerists and Eren speaking up about how they should be supporting the Jaegerists instead of following the military. And this was a really small part, but seeing the reaction on his face to the members' thoughts is kinda sad when you think back on his past and how Keith believes that there are special people in the world and that he wasn't one of them. And not to go off topic and delve too deep into it, but we know he felt he couldn't be compared to people like Grisha, Erwin and Eren. And now seeing that the people don't even have faith in the military anymore and that they believe Eren and the Jaegerists will save them, it definitely must have struck a nerve with him, since it's like his only role in this world doesn't matter anymore. We then see Floch and the Jaegerists coming in with Hange, and Floch says that they're going to be taking over, and that everyone needs to follow their orders. And with Floch being ruthless and straight to the point as he always is, he tries to shoot Keith Shades in the foot to prove a point, but he ends up missing. However, the message definitely got across that he isn't here to play any games. After winning the cadets over with a speech that urges them to follow Eren to claim victory, and that they no longer need to follow Shades and the old methods, he tells the cadets to beat up Shades as a way to show their allegiance. And all I can say is that Floch definitely doesn't play around. And with that being said, we come to the end of the episode. So before I get into my thoughts on the episode, if I missed anything, be sure to comment it down below, as I might have missed one or two scenes, especially with the ending part of today's episode. So let me know if that's the case. And if you wanted clarification on anything, I'll be sure to respond. However, today's episode was absolutely amazing and definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. The Eren, Mikasa and Armin table scene, Zeke versus Levi, it was absolutely stunning. And honestly, it's a shame we only have 2 episodes left for this season, but it's been an experience. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to hitting 5k subs, and honestly I do think we can hit it today. However, that's all from me, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.